Have a look at the size of this grinder. This is Bosch's GWS 18V-180mm blade, professional cordless grinder. At first look, for a battery grinder, this thing is huge. If we compare the body size to other grinders, we can see the body's actually a similar size, and it's just a blade. The step up to the 180mm blade, which is a big difference. What's even more interesting though is this has a 180mm blade, but it can cut as deep as a 230mm corded Bosch's grinder. On the website, they specifically say it can cut deeper than the 230mm Bosch grinder. I don't have that one. I've got the Makita, and out of curiosity, I do want to see how well they compare with each other. For the sake of it, I actually want to compare all three of these grinders, and we're just going to do a slot in the brick and see how deep they go. That one got 30mm. That's 54mm, that's almost double the DeWalt grinder. That was honestly my first cut with this grinder too, and I'm actually blown away. That was actually effortless, it was smooth. I know we got a new blade in it. That honestly cut like butter. It was a very well weighted, well handled tool, and I did enjoy that cut. Honestly, that's a good indication of the braking system right there. You can see the Makita grinder. As soon as I let go of the trigger, I actually had to put it down on the brick and try to get some friction to slow that blade down. That does not have a brake on it at all. If it does, not a very good one. With this Bosch grinder, you can see I can turn it on. That's a lot quicker to slow down. That's that brake slowing the blade down. Anyway, in terms of depth, at 65mm for the Makita grinder. So we're talking a 10mm difference. It goes 10mm deeper. But I mean, looking at the size of these two grinders, that's pretty impressive by the Bosch. We can see that that body is so much greater than the Bosch's body, meaning that that point there is going to hit your work and you only get that much of the blade. And with Bosch, it's a lot more narrow, meaning you're utilizing a lot more of the blade. Let's jump into some of the features about this tool. Now Bosch have a new design for the clip-on guard. It's super easy just to clip it on, and after that you just pull back the lever there and you can easily rotate that to protect you from any surface that you're cutting. You probably don't ever want it up there though. And this is a brushless tool. It's got bi-turbo brushless technology in it, and that allows it to be a fast cutting grinder in a whole range of materials such as bricks, metals, concretes. Now with no load, this grinder spins at 7,000 RPM. And you can see the power there too. If I press that trigger, it's got a slight kickback on it. So I definitely would recommend always having your anti-vibrational handle on this tool. Now this is just a screw-in handle, and you can put it on the left or the right side of the tool, depending on which hand you are and where you're working to get the safest use out of this grinder. With grinders being the most dangerous tool on the work site, Bosch have actually gone above and beyond to modify this tool to make it as safe as possible. Starting with my favorite, this does have a kickback control. I want to go out there and start grinding a few things and purposely trying to get it to kick and see how effective this control is. A mate of mine a week ago had to go to hospital and get stitches from using that 230mm Makita grinder. It kicked back on him and cut him right up the leg. That is another reason why I'm going to enjoy using this grinder. A common job we have to do is cut 100mm concrete posts, and using the small handheld grinders, it does not reach the center of the post, so we do normally use a 230mm grinder. That's where this thing comes in perfectly. It's at a small manageable size where you can actually securely hold it, and you may have the small kickback, but it's not such a big, awkward to handle tool like the Makita grinder that I feel like I can safely control this. This tool also has a drop control. It's got a paddle switch, which we see a lot of tools having. You actually have to flick up that little red paddle there before you press down on the trigger. It has restart protection inbuilt, and also, as we mentioned before, the anti-vibrational handle. In terms of price for this tool, it costs $549 AUD. Now that doesn't include a battery and a charger, but it does include the protective guard, your anti-vibrational handle. It comes with one diamond disc, which I have in now. We've also got 2 metal cutting discs, which we'll give it a shot as well. I'm keen to go out and get some proper use out of this tool. If I forgot anything, we'll cover it while this tool's in action. This is an old washing line. It's thin aluminium. It should cut super easily. We'll do a few slices, get a feel for the tool with a cutting blade, and then I got some steel over there and we'll have a go on that. This is solid. This should be a better test. I've cut down a lot of these around my house, and the depth we get in this grinder makes that job so much simpler. I think I have to say this is the best grinder I've ever used.